Oh, interesting choice, but yeah, hopefully we do get a full series of it. Hopefully then, as we spawn on into King's Cove for our first map. We're over here at the bottom right hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right. We have our blue Protoss player setting out a cheeky little pro. Okay, they're just walling. We're just walling as quick as possible. We have, coming out from the land of China, going to be representing Invictus Gaming IG. We have MacSed.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Chinese Night Elf player, the Red Night Elf. It is Infi.
Still looks very green to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, the only distinguishing factor is, like, there's that, like, red tattoo on, like, the tree's face or the tree's forehead.
Oh, the wisp.
Yeah, the wisps. True. They're also red.
I like that they gather minerals by floating around them.
Yeah. There you go.
Spinning. It's a good trick.
They make the minerals dizzy.
Yeah. And then they fall off.
Mm. Ooh, as once again we are going to be opening up with the Warden. As we saw, Warden of course does have the Fan of Knives ability, which feels quite similar to the Thunderclap. Doesn't have the added slow that the Thunderclap provides, so I guess there is that factor to bear in mind. But also has Blink, so much more of a maneuver arm.
Range, bro.
True.
I actually make myself dizzy watching these wisps.
Oh god, no, it's, look away, Yaku, look away. Oh no. As likewise back at home, we do have MacSed opening up 2 gates. Okay, so a 2-gate opener, very safe start here at MacSed. And once again, we saw this in his series against Xiaoxe. Doing it here as well does fully wall off at the natural.
Yeah, just wants to make sure that he survives the initial wave, the initial rush from his Warcraft 3 opponent, and then from there, it's gonna try to take the initiative and try to make sure that he is able to have the map control and the map presence.
Mm.
Is that Hogger?
Yeah, true. They're the same race as Hogger. There you go. Oh, you know him from Heroes.
Yeah.
Is Hogger a hero in Heroes?
Yeah.
I was
He swings his ball
Gotcha.
around on chain.
I wasn't aware of
He
that.
also like throws down a crate of food.
He's after my time. After my time.
Oh. Need that gammon to make it fair.
With his gammon as well?
No, there isn't, but they need to add gammon.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, we do have Infi slowly, of course, creeping, moving out. Likewise behind this, expanding, getting his own natural. And we should be seeing MacSed opening up Blink as the Twilight Council is on the way. And yeah, again, because this full wolf as well, the aggression that Infi did flex previously by rushing past the wall and into the mineral line just isn't really possible here, at least not without breaking down the wall itself.
Yeah, you can try to blink back and forth, but I mean, this Sentry, for instance, is going to have a lot of trouble. I keep hearing the Nobles dying, even though I'm looking at the Protoss base.
It's the echo. Like, the units are dying across the map, and you hear them from the Protoss base. Says, oh my god, we do dive in. Likewise, Fan of Knives here in the mineral line. Not bad.
And massive amount of dead probes. Meanwhile, the archers providing a little bit of a distraction here. We do not have blink yet on the stalkers, so yeah, not really able to bust on through or blink through the force fields.
And not quite
No
able
detection
to.
either.
Yeah, exactly, no detection. But alas, with the shield battery, no damage was done here to the stalker. We do see a try to escape, actually going for the Fan of Knives once again. Oh my god.
We don't have game hard, unfortunately, but we can see
6.
that 12, 6, 13. What? a bunch of probes died.
6 probes died. You're like 13. I'm like, yes. Okay. Sure.
What?
6 probe dive.
13 units lost.
Sorry, in the Phantom Knives in the main base. That's what I had to say. 6 probe.
Ah.
Yeah.
It's added on. Finally, the Warden is starting to take a lot of damage, but nope, we can just blink right out.
There we go. Force out of the main. Whew, with that, MacSed does hold, does survive. Blink is almost done for MacSed as well, so he's going to be able to keep up with the Warden. Once again, we had some cute micro when it comes to the Shroud, when it comes to the Cloak, when it comes to trying to preserve the units, but last, no major damage was dealt outside of killing those 13 workers. As you mentioned, it was, well, I guess 7 at the natural, 6 in the main base. Meanwhile, back across the map, we are going to be building up a Archer army.
Yeah, improved bows now on the way. This is the basic range upgrade.
It is going to be range. Once again, creeping. The Goblin Shredder has arrived. I wish the Goblin Shredder was more of like an army unit because it looks so cool. It's like a big mech. But alas, it's of course used for the economy.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a mule, right?
Yeah.
Or even an SCV. SCVs, they are pretty big, but and they have a drill, but yeah, they're not really a combat unit. Similar thing with the Goblin Shredder. They have the Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
But that's not for attacking. You try to attack someone with a Buzzsaw, and like, it's messy. It gets everywhere.
Exactly. We hate it.
Yeah. The drill is more effective. A little skirmish in the middle of the map.
So far, very nice target firing here out of MacSed, able to focus on 2 of those archers. Meanwhile, once again, it's going to be the Tinker as the second hero here for Infi. Going to be moving forward. Once again, nice kiting, though. Does get a lot of damage. The Phantom Knives does take down one of the Stalkers. Oh, and even able to stun, as I wasn't too familiar, but it looks like the rocket here from the Tinkerer can also stun the army.
Yeah. Deals a bunch of damage and also stuns them for a second.
Okay.
Poor Pro. Not quite able to escape from the Warden. Nice little bits of micro here. Covered out from MacSed, but it's not going to be enough to survive against Phantom Knives.
Yeah, exactly. More Stalkers going to be going down. Alas, MacSed has to retreat, has to back off. Behind this building up is Charger Archon composition, but he's not quite there yet. Thankfully, the army is stuck outside, but I'm sure MacSed wants to expand, forced to take the linear third base, a much more exposed expansion.
Oh. Another skirmish to the Warden. Looked to be in a lot of trouble, but then just drank a potion, so.
Yeah, so far does hold, does survive, is going to be able to back up. Likewise, gets eyes on the would-be third base. And his goal here is to try to force a cancel. Oh.
MacSed looking to fight this, but yeah, that was a very ambitious blink to say the least. Immediately the Stalkers get pelted by rockets.
Yeah, brutal punish there.
Archon's starting to fall through.
Yeah, first Archon goes down, second Archon goes down, third Archon has arrived. The Stalkers are coming from behind, and they're able to pick off some of these archers, but alas, in the end, the heroes, they hold their own, and the third is under fire, going for the mineral line, actually.
Yeah, well, just camp in the mineral line. Yeah. Making sure that there's a little bit of a choke point to hide against.
Yo, the bears are coming. The production. We're getting to Druid of the Claw. The bears.
Oh, the bears.
They are on the way. Meanwhile, the third base still being denied any kind of mining. Likewise, trying to chase down those Stalkers, but MacSed will survive. We'll get out of there. And despite the fact that these Warcrafter units are very tanky, despite the fact that they do quite well, they trade well against army units, it takes them a long time to bring down this building. The Nexus still looking quite healthy. Relatively.
Yeah. They're tanky, but, you know, they're pure tanks. They don't deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, as it looks like we abandoned the Tinker. I think that was a bit of a miscontrol here out of Infi. The recall was not within range of the Tinker. Tinker goes down.
No, that was intentional.
Ah.
Had to go.
Just didn't want him. Not anymore.
Yeah. I don't need a goblin. Now I have my bears.
Ooh, as the Warden is going to be surrounded, once again has to get the hell out of here. Thankfully has plenty of mana, is going to be able to blink away, but despite that, MacSed has now gained map control and does save the expansion.
Yeah, lost a lot of probes, but it's very easy to rebuild them when you have 4 bases up and running.
Yeah, fourth base is on the way. Third base is fully saturated already. MacSed now moving out, and now it is going to be Infi that's in a bit of trouble here. Well, Archers, they get caught out on the map.
They do, but here come the bears.
Sure, they're coming. They're morphing in. They can tank some shots despite that first bear. Ooh, it does almost go down.
Oh, they don't even run. They just power walk forward.
They're big boys. You think they can run? No shot. No shot.
They start running, yeah, that's when the ground starts to shake. There's an earthquake going down. They don't run for our benefit. Meanwhile, huge fan of knives right in the middle of all those stalkers. Yeah, MacSed being pushed back, but as long as he's able to keep Ifni on this side of the map, he is going to be safe to expand.
Yeah, but as he's doing with those Draenei, we have the Protoss army coming in, just zoning the army away from the Warden here. Then we do see the bears. They are going down one after the other. Warden, decent fan of knives here on the stalkers, but there are so many Archons.
No, the bears. They will end up falling, and yeah, Ifni will be able to chase this back. The Archon's very low and red, so they are being chased back. But man, the bears, they fell.
Yeah, there's one left. We are going to be trying to keep up, trying to reinforce, but again, not an easy army to replace here for Infi. MacSed backing up, fourth base getting fully operational, and is now going to be refining his army with some Immortals as well to help deal with those Druids.
It's one of the funniest interactions I can think of. It's probably a bear charging forward and getting shot full of immortal blast.
For sure.
I want to see some disruption thrown into the mix and see how they interact with some of these Night Elf units.
I'm hoping we can get there as the Ogre mercenary camp actually just shutting down Infi. Oh my god, without the Warden here is struggling. Warden is across the map, does get a mineral line, but the main army is struggling.
This was not a fight he had to initiate.
It was not at all. Jesus. Mate, the Ogre mercenaries are crazy.
Ogre Lord just charging on forward. Cho'Gall, if you will, just charging on forward.
Finally is dealt with, but he took down a lot of bears with him, a lot of druids, I should say, a lot of the army, and here comes the main Protoss force as well. Again, this time with Immortals. Is 4 of them already, soon to be 5.
Yeah, we have MacSed on just about twice the army supply, which I guess is the most impactful thing in Warcraft 3 Evo, just because we do expect the Warcraft 3 players to have much fewer units in general. It's still looking much better for MacSed. Hello, Ancient of War.
He wants to be a part of it.
Yeah, he heard that going on walks. It's good for his knees.
For sure. As is just out on the map, just scouting. Meanwhile, you have the main army making his way towards that third base. Once again, a lot of workers did go down earlier here to those Phantom Knives, and we see once again making a beeline here to that mineral line, and the Protoss army is out of position.
That it is not, but it doesn't take too long for Protoss to get back in position. Nice little Phantom Knives once again from the Warden. Ken goes down, but not much else beyond that. I think he knows that yeah, he cannot quite fight this. A couple of rockets do get thrown down, but huge force fields will trap just about half of the Night Elf army.
Yeah, exactly. There's a desperation teleport away. Alas, 2 of those druids did still go down, and we're not stopping. MacSed he's not stopping. He's maxed out here with a terrifying death bull of an army. And Infi, can he hold on? Can he survive this back at home?
No, the bear.
They're doing what they can. The base is going to be denied. And again, we're up against 5 Immortals. Like I don't know if he can stop this.
Yeah, how many units are armored? By the looks of things, just the bears.
Yeah, just druids with the claw. Laquest once again force fields a lock down the army. The Warden will be able to blink away, of course. A nice stun here on those Stalkers, but the rest of the Protoss is just going to overwhelm that Tinkerer.
Yeah, oh, but the Druids! They will add a little bit of health in rejuvenation, but yeah, it's not going to be enough. GG is called. MacSed maybe taking game number 1.
GG. MacSed does take a lead in the series. Again, able to properly get into their own economy again. I will say that Infi did a great job at denying the third base for a really long time. The third base took a long time to actually get up and running and get going. But once the ball got rolling, once the saturation was able to be there for MacSed, like his main army was never really properly dealt with. Referring to the Archons, referring to the Immortals, it does feel like the Draw to the Claw were a little bit lackluster there. Yeah, they weren't able to...
Just like in WoW.
Sure, I guess. Who are you throwing shade at? Who's the druid? Not Tyrande, the other one.
Malfurion?
Malfurion, there you go.
Yeah, he's too busy sleeping.
Always
in the dream.
Yeah, so you know, the Emerald Dream.
Yeah, it's the
Uh-huh. Yeah, you know.
It's the druids have to take turns sleeping.
They do. They do.
But then every time a druid came in to relieve Malfurion, they were like, actually, I don't wanna. So Malfurion had to stay there longer.
It's fine. It's fine.
Pretty sure that's a lore explanation for why he's missing in most games or most of WoW.
Look, he's just tired. he just needs some sleep sometimes. It's fine.
Exactly, you know? You'd be tired too if you had to deal with Illidan.
Yeah. He just keeps telling you you're not prepared.
You had Illidan, that's your brother, yeah. We're gonna be loading in now to Amygdala, where we're here at the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left. We have a blue human player coming out from the land of China. He is a competitor in both Warcraft 3 and also in StarCraft 2. In that previous map, we got to see him flex his StarCraft 2 Protoss quite a bit. This time, he's opting for the humans. Once again, in Warcraft 3, we have, for Invictus Gaming, IG. It is MacSed.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player from land of China, rocking the SC2 Terran this time. It is Infi.
I actually have a fun fact that I'm pretty sure nobody in the Warcraft community believes at all. Allegedly, Chris Metzen has said that his favorite character is Malfurion.
I don't think that's true.
And nobody believes that. Yeah, nobody believes that. Because one, we don't have him on record saying that. I'm pretty sure it started as a rumor somebody started. But also, really? After all this stuff you put us through with Thrall, you expect us to believe Malfurion is his favorite?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that Thrall's his favorite before. Like, I don't know. That's his boy.
Well, he doesn't need to say it. The thing is, he doesn't need to say it. We can tell.
Yeah, it's his boy, mate. Let's go.
Yeah.
Really, what you're trying to say is that we just need to see more orcs, okay, in this mod.
Exactly.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
We need more. We need more Thrall. We need Rhaegar.
Yeah.
We need. I mean, I guess anybody can build Rexar.
True.
So we need Rhaegar. We need what's the name of the blind guy?
Grom.
The blind orc.
Hellscream.
Not Grom. Although Grom did have his eyes going on, and we could use some Grom.
We
need him to free Draenor. No, not Gul'dan. Although Gul'dan, we could. It would be nice to see some Gul'dan in this mod, but you know who I'm talking about, the blind one.
Yeah. Are you talking about? No, I don't know who you're talking about.
Not Samuro. Samuro is the one in Heroes, but he's not blind.
He's the Blade Master.
I know he's the Blade Master. Yeah, we need the Blade Master, but the blind one. You know who I'm talking about.
I do not. Illidan's blind.
Illidan's blind, but he's a demon hunter.
Yeah, he is.
We need the blind Blade Master.
I don't know if you know who
By the way,
you're talking
Samuro,
about.
hate him. He's up there with Kael'thas in terms of characters I hate.
Exactly.
It's purely because of my experience in Heroes.
In Heroes, does he like mirror image? Does he like make like 4 of himself?
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He makes like 2 of himself, and it's like you kill 2 of the mirrors, or you can kill the real one as well. But then he'll just transfer his consciousness to the mirror, to one of the last surviving mirror.
There you go.
Very defensive setup, by the way, that we have from it.
Oh yeah, we have our 1-1-1 setup here. As you mentioned, 2 tanks and a bunker on the high ground. A very solid setup here. Despite that, MacSed is going to test the waters, does push forward. He does have high ground vision, and he wants that first tank. Oh,
These water elementals can survive so much damage. The first tank will fall, and it looks like the second tank is not too far behind. We have a second water elemental being thrown up. But the Archmage is starting to take a lot of damage. The SCVs are coming in clutch with the repair. The tank will live.
The tank barely does survive. Archmage going to be forced back, and with that, Infi does hold. Just barely.
Yeah, only losing 1 tank. Not too bad.
Currently losing 1 tank. Behind this, we do see MacSed is expanding, taking that natural base. Gonna be falling back here. An interesting Infi gonna be going 1-1-1 into Banshee production, into Cloak Banshee.
Ah, you know what? No detection.
True. I mean, kind of.
Archmages, they're blind.
Huh? They have no eyes.
Jaina, blind. Khadgar, shit wizard. Shitty wizard.
There you go. Well, we do have sentry wards. If you look at the inventory here of the Archmage, so there is detection available, but limited to charge, so bear that in mind. Likewise, you can also purchase a scan from the laboratory as well, so there is potential scans available here for the human player, for MacSed, but yeah, outside of those 2, I don't think he actually has any actual, like, persistent detection, I should say.
I just realized, how do golems scan?
They've got a massive telescope. Look at that. It's huge.
Ah, true. Yeah.
They just
scan though, or
yeah. Well, they tell you what they see. Right?
Ah, okay, that counts. Yeah. Magi coming in, and it takes forever to kill these. These are unarmored peasants. They have more health than SCVs.
They do. Banshee gonna be popping up. Here comes the initial sentry ward, and the Banshee does have to get the hell out of here. Oh my god, does take so much damage!
The Banshees have less health than peasants.
They do. Hey, peasants.
Banshees are 150, peasants are 240.
They're peasants only in name, mate. They're cracked.
Yeah, they're eating good.
They are.
You know, they got grain. Some of the grain has plague in them, but yeah, they don't need to know that.
No, we haven't gone there yet. It's fine. It's fine.
Ah, okay.
Really, that's how you get the undead faction.
Yeah. You create them yourself.
Yeah.
Banshee will finally go down. This one dwarf, man, is cracked.
He
saw a shimmer in the map, but he just started shooting, and he hit. He hit his target.
His gun is almost as big as the Banshee itself.
It is.
Yo, we have a new hero.
And the rate of fire is like similar. Yeah, we have the fire elemental. We have Ragnaros.
Yeah. The Fire Lord is here, Ragnaros, if you will. He's got what? He's got Summon, Lava Spawn, and he has Incinerate as a toggle.
Would be cool if he was able to take over damage buildings.
Oh no, it's the Yoga's.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too much. Yeah, back up with vengeance. But you know what? This time we have dwarves. Dwarves, they have a bit of a vendetta against the ogres, and we're making a lot shorter work of them this time now that we actually have our hero units in position.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yes, in the end, the Ogre Lord does fall. At the same time, another Banshee does rock up in the main base. Workers are under fire, but there is an arcane tower in the mineral line.
Yeah, so a little bit of detection to be had. Again, so much health.
Ooh, exactly, and the Banshee is going to be hunted down. The flying machine is a detector, by the way.
True. That's like, imagine if a science vessel could also shoot.
Yeah. It's because the dwarf in the
That's
flying machine has goggles. So you can see.
Infrared. Dwarves, man. They're pretty good inventors. Everybody gives credits to gnomes and to goblins. But dwarves. They're gnomes but cooler.
They really are. I don't think anyone would say that gnomes are cooler dwarves. Do you know the name of the gnome king?
Funniest
the
thing
gnome
in the
leader?
world. Yeah, he's the High Tinkerer.
Has he got a name?
He does. It's like he's not Chromie. Chromie's the dragon gnome.
Yeah, he's not a name at all. It's a dragon.
He's the High Tinker. He's High Tinker Mecha Lord. That's his name.
Sure.
Or Mechazord.
I think that's like a Hearthstone card.
High Tinker Mechazord.
Okay. As Alaska main army is going to be forced back. No major engagement yet here, but we are able to at least establish a third base. So our Terran player Infi is on a 3-base economy. He's got his bio tank, and behind us, what do we see? Fusion core is on the way. Now we didn't. You missed it out last week, but we did see that here, at least against Warcraft 3, MacSed had a bit of a harder time against Mass BC. And I'm curious if we're headed in that direction as the fusion core is now done, and if we're working towards battle cruisers.
Maybe that's the actual play. Mass BC, Mass Carrier, Mass Brute Lord.
Maybe.
But we'll see. Meanwhile, we have 4 very exposed tanks. Footmen are getting right on top of them. Man with gun clashing with tiny, short man with gun. And it looks like man with gun plus drugs is winning.
I mean, the tanks do go down, though, and likewise, we'll have some slash damage left over as well. Boys are being pulled as he's going to be going down. Unless the Bio Army should be able to force us back, but in comes the Paladin, in comes U3, in comes any kind of splash damage. Not quite yet, but the Marines, they're going down. Oh my god.
Yeah, should being the operative word here, but Infi, he knew that he didn't have to fall back. He knew that he was tanky. He knew that he could take these shots. The Paladin, man, really coming in clutch. That's kind of a very familiar situation, I feel. I feel like every Terran player has experienced this where you have your bio on the wrong side of your tanks. Your tanks immediately go down, and yeah, you've lost your backbone.
Exactly.
Flop forward.
The tanks that were the first to fall. I don't know if you noticed as well, but I was trying to see if Blizzard was going to be used. Like that's what I was waiting for. There was no Blizzard. What there was though is there's actually a Mortar team. There's a couple of Mortar team members here in the main army, and they just annihilated the bio. It's crazy.
I didn't even notice them. They're like tanks, but man with tank.
Man with it's crazy. Man with tank. Oh my god. And the third base is going to be denied, and GG gets called. The main army did crumble, and Max said he will take the series 2-0.
GG. Well played. Beautifully done here from MacSed, showing off his Protoss, showing off his human, showing that, yeah, he can really take it to the best of them. I think it really reflects on his history as both a StarCraft 2 professional as well as a Warcraft 3 pro.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we saw this actually last week as well, where we had a Warcraft 3 player. We had Loliet, the Korean Warcraft player. Here this week we had Infi, the Chinese Warcraft 3 player. And it does feel like their weak points were whenever they were playing SC2. Unlike MacSed, who, as you mentioned, is kind of well versed in both kind of game modes. We saw both the other Warcraft 3 players kind of struggle, at least with the StarCraft 2 counterpart, I should say, which is necessary to be solid in this kind of game mode in Warcraft 3 Evolution.
This might be a bit of a cliche, but I have to wonder how Moon would fare. Just because he, didn't really have much of a history in Brute War, but he was, widely considered to be the best or one of the greatest of Warcraft 3. Played a little bit of StarCraft 2 back in Wings of Liberty, but actually managed to win a championship, if I remember correctly, and yeah, but then retired shortly after that. feel like Moon would fare really well in this mod.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I'm also curious as to what race he plays as well. Like in general, at least from what I've seen, maybe MacSed is kind of like, you know, clouding my judgment a little bit. But a little bit of Max Packs as well, where both Max Packs and MacSed were able to do quite well with their
Similar names,
Protoss. True. They were both able to do quite well with their Protoss, at least against Warcraft 3 races. We've seen Zerg struggle a lot. I think the problem with Zerg is there's so much splash damage. Like there's so much, whether it's Fan of Knives, whether it's the Thunderclaps, whether it's Blizzard, right? Like it does feel like Zerglings get punished quite hard, and that's kind of like the bread and butter, especially in the early game for Zerg.
Absolutely. Like I think Salsa kind of just showed off how you're supposed to play Zerg in this mod, especially against Warcraft, where you get as many bases as possible. Basically, you play how Zerg was envisioned when they were originally designed. You take as many bases as you can, and then you overwhelm your opponents with fast-moving, cheap units. Don't bother at all with Hive or Tier 3. Just build Roach. Roach, Ling, if you're playing Brute War, Hydra, but just, overwhelm your opponents until eventually they crack. But getting there is the difficult part. If your opponent is aggressive and really in your face, it's, it can be very tough.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's also why we saw Yakuzaku avoid Zerg. If you remember, he played Terran, at least in game 1, when he was rolling SC2. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next edition of this tournament. So far, this is semi-regular. I don't know when the third version of this is going to be, but I would love to cast this live next time as well. So far, we have been covering this via replays, we'll try to catch the next one live if we can.
Hopefully by then they'll patch orcs.
True,
So
we
orcs.
we need. I mean, you even made your
get
background.
him up here in Ogrimmar.
Yeah, you made your custom background just for your boys, Pappy, and there was 0 orcs to be had. Smoge.
I'm shaking my head. I'll make fun of Chris Metzen all the time for loving Thrall, but I gotta say, I like the orc lore.
Yeah.
He did a good job with the orcs and the Draenei.
Yeah, they used to be red. I guess they used to be brown, actually.
Brown, yeah. Then they turned green.
Yeah, they did. So they drank the blood of a pit beast.
Yeah, Manoroth. The demon blood.
When
they did that, and then later down the line, Garrosh prevented them from drinking the blood.
I guess, sure. Later, but also in the past, that kind of happened. Yeah, we don't talk about that expansion. We don't. Oh, hold on. Oh, John. We'll go to Singapore. Oh, hello. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're back.
You disconnected when you were quoting Garrosh in Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah. Grommash.
Yeah, him, yeah. The other one.
Draenor is free now.
Goddamn. But yeah.
Yeah, I see people in chat. Oh.
Go on.
As I say, I see people in chat like speculating who would do well here. People saying Grubby, and yeah, I think I do agree. Grubby, he's been playing a lot of hardcore WoW recently, so. And before that, he was playing a lot of Heroes of the Storm. In fact, I actually used to put Grubby on because he was like the only person streaming Heroes at one point. Yeah, so he might be a little out of practice, but I'm sure a lot of the old school players are also a little bit out of practice. I think Roddy might do pretty well in this mod. The Muslim. A lot of potential here for a lot of these old school players who were competitive in both Warcraft 3 and StarCraft 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we saw Hearthstone last time. Hearthstone, I mean, he's also a Warcraft 3 player, and it was great to see him make his return as well. So I look forward to seeing them in the future. Again, shout out to SC Boy, as they've been hosting these events as kind of like an offshoot to their regular KungFu Cup series. And yeah, it does sound like that they're intentionally investing into like furthering the mod, I should say, and patching and improving it as well. So yeah, I do look forward to it for sure, 100%.
Yeah. We can get Thrall, maybe, in the next one.
Maybe. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Again, it's a fairly new game mode and definitely has some kinks to work out. Definitely has the meta to be worked out as well. I do think that a lot of players are still kind of like exploring the ins and outs. It does feel like for the most part, there does seem to be like a consensus on how to play human. We saw quite a lot of similarities between how a lot of players were kind of approaching that race, at least from what we saw. So it looks like they have figured that out at least. But the counterplay is still kind of a little bit more up in the air when it comes to Terran and Zerg, and yeah, hopefully they're able to work on that over time.
Yeah, I never thought it'd see the day where Protoss is the strongest SC faction or StarCraft race. But it is in this mod.
Yeah, the base game as well, mate. I mean, I just at least in Clem's eyes, I should say. I don't think you've had the luxury of casting
in Clem's eyes and also Clem's hands.
True, true. I don't think you have the luxury of casting Clem yet as Protoss, but it's terrifying.
I haven't yet. I've casted Rainer's Protoss, and true. I think I've casted Dark's Protoss, and also Hero Zerg, but not Clem's Protoss yet. Or Cyril's Terran. I hear Cyril's Terran is actually really cracked. Hasn't really shown it off too much in tournaments.
Has he reached Mad Lad levels yet?
Oh, I don't think he hangs around with Bjotr enough.
Okay, we need to make that happen. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Yaku, for joining me as well. I'll make sure that next time we get some Orc involved for you next time.
Yeah. And now that I have you here, I'm springing something on you.
Oh no! Not the read.
It's very short.
Okay, do you want to cast it together?
I'll say this.
Is that what...
Yeah, because I need to defend myself. I feel.
Okay. Fair enough.